Letter 2. On discursiveness in reading. Judging by what you write me and by what I hear, I am forming a good opinion regarding your future. You do not run hither and thither and distract yourself by changing your abode, for such restlessness is the sign of a disordered spirit. The primary indication, to my thinking, of a well-ordered mind is a man's ability to remain in one place and linger in his own company. Be careful, however, lest this reading of many authors and books of every sort may tend to make you discursive and unsteady. You must linger among a limited number of master thinkers and digest their works if you would derive ideas which shall win firm hold in your mind. Everywhere means nowhere. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. And the same thing must hold true of men who seek intimate acquaintance with no single author, but visit them all in a hasty and hurried manner. Food does no good, and is not assimilated into the body if it leaves the stomach as soon as it is eaten. Nothing hinders a cure so much as frequent change of medicine. No wound will heal when one salve is tried after another. A plant which is often moved can never grow strong. There is nothing so efficacious that it can be helpful while it is being shifted about. And in reading of many books is distraction. Accordingly, since you cannot read all the books which you may possess, it is enough to possess only as many books as you can read. But, you reply, I wish to dip first into one book and then into another. I tell you that it is the sign of an over-nice appetite to toy with many dishes, for when they are manifold and varied, they cloy but do not nourish. So you should always read standard authors, and when you crave a change, fall back upon those whom you read before. Each day acquire something that will fortify you against poverty, against death, indeed against other misfortunes as well. And after you have run over many thoughts, select one to be thoroughly digested that day. This is my own custom. From the many things which I have read, I claim some one part for myself. The thought for today is one which I discovered in Epicurus, for I am wont to cross over even into the enemy's camp, not as a deserter but as a scout. He says, "Contented poverty is an honorable estate. Indeed, if it be contented, it is not poverty at all. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. What does it matter how much a man has laid up in his safe or in his warehouse, how large are his flocks and how fat his dividends, if he covets his neighbor's property and reckons not his past gains, but his hopes of gains to come? Do you ask, what is the proper limit to wealth? It is first to have what is necessary, and second, to have what is enough. Farewell." That was the end of Letter 2 from Seneca to Lucilius. Please, pause the video now and think, what does staying still really mean for you? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Take a moment to write something down, even one sentence. Use a notebook. It's simple, but it's powerful. The habit of reflection is where the real learning begins. And now, if you're ready, here's my short summary of the letter. Seneca starts by praising Lucilius for staying still, both physically and mentally. He says that restlessness and constant movement are often signs of a mind that isn't settled. A strong, well-ordered mind is one that can stay in one place and, more importantly, stay with itself. Then, he warns against jumping from one author or book to another without truly digesting any of them. Reading too much, too quickly, from too many sources can actually make you less stable and less wise, not more. Seneca compares it to food. If food doesn't stay in your stomach, it doesn't nourish you. If you change medicines constantly, no healing happens. A plant moved too often never grows strong roots. It's the same with your mind. To really grow, you need to stay with one good thinker at a time. Absorb, reflect, and return to them. Seneca shares his habit of reading widely, but always choosing one thought to truly digest each day. One idea that stays with him. In this letter, that thought comes from Epicurus. Contented poverty is an honorable estate. It's not about how much you have, it's about how much you crave. The man who is content, even with little, is richer than the man who constantly wants more. These are the core Stoic values from this letter. Stillness over distraction, depth over quantity, discipline in learning. True wealth is contentment, reflection over consumption, daily nourishment of the soul. Don't read to escape, read to grow. The ancient thinkers had only scrolls, rough pages, and slow ink. Imagine what Seneca could have written if he had YouTube shorts, TikToks, or Instagram stories. We live in a world that makes it even harder to stay still. That's why it matters even more. Thank you for being here today. Stay still, my friend.